Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. According to historical records, Emperor Shunzhi, the third emperor of the Qing Dynasty and the first emperor after the Manchu army entered the Central Plains, passed away in 1661 at the young age of 23. His untimely death has sparked numerous speculations and rumors, particularly concerning his relationship with his beloved concubine, Efei, which further obscures the circumstances surrounding his death. Shunzhi was born in the Yongfu Palace of the Shenyang Imperial Palace to Empress Dowager, a member of the Borjigin clan. He ascended the throne at the age of 6, taking the reign title, Shunzhi, with his uncle, Prince Dorgan, serving as regent. In the first year of Shunzhi, 1644, the Qing army successfully entered the Central Plains and relocated the capital to Beijing. In the seventh year of Shunzhi, 1650, Dorgan unexpectedly died during a hunting expedition, prompting Fulin to take control of state affairs earlier than planned. To strengthen imperial power, Shunzhi abolished old practices that allowed princes and nobles to manage departmental affairs, implementing a series of measures to alleviate ethnic tensions, including halting land enclosure and relaxing the laws on escapees. He was deeply concerned about governance and dispatched supervisory officials to inspect various regions, punishing corrupt officials. He also valued the role of Han officials to improve the bureaucratic efficiency and adopted proactive policies to restore the agricultural economy, which had been devastated by war. In the 10th year of Shunzhi, 1653, he accepted suggestions from officials like Fan Wencheng to establish the Xingtuan Dao Hall and promote the Tunshan, land reclamation, policy. In the 14th year of Shunzhi, 1657, he actively encouraged the cultivation of wasteland. That same year, he compiled and issued the Complete Book of Taxation and Labor, aiding the struggling agriculture sector and gradually reviving production. In response to the nationwide anti-Qing sentiments, Shunzhi adopted a strategy of appeasement over suppression. He implemented a policy of reconciliation while reappointing Hong Qingzhou to manage affairs in Hubei, Guangdong, Guangxi, Yunnan, and Guizhou, which gradually improved the situation. By the 16th year of Shunzhi, 1659, the Qing army successfully captured the provincial capital of Yunnan, and aside from Zheng Qinggong's forces on the southeastern coast, most large-scale anti-Qing armed resistance had been subdued. In the 18th year of Shunzhi, 1661, Fulin passed away at the age of just 24. He was posthumously honored with the temple name Shizu and buried in the eastern Qing tombs. In his will, he designated his third son, Xuanya, as his successor. Although Emperor Shunzhi's life was brief, his love story with Efei remains one of the most significant chapters of his existence. According to relevant historical records, Efei was a concubine of Emperor Shunzhi, coming from a distinguished background. She was the daughter of Grand Minister Eshuo and the sister of General Feiyangu, belonging to the Manchu Plain White Banner. Efei was exceptionally intelligent, passionate about history, and skilled in calligraphy. She possessed a unique gentle demeanor and was very understanding, earning the deep affection of Emperor Shunzhi and holding a high status in the Imperial Harem. In the 13th year of Shunzhi, 1656, she was elevated to the position of Xianfei, noble consort, and shortly thereafter, in December, she was promoted to Huangguifei, Imperial noble consort, a rapid ascent that was quite rare in Qing history. To celebrate her promotion, Emperor Shunzhi presented generous gifts to Efei's parents, including 160 taels of gold, 8,000 taels of silver, a gold tea container, a silver container, a silver basin, 16 horses, and sets of saddlery and armor. On December 6, Emperor Shunzhi held a grand ceremony to formally elevate Efei, also issuing an imperial edict granting amnesty throughout the realm. This was the only instance in nearly 300 years of Qing history when an amnesty was proclaimed due to the elevation of a consort. At the time, Emperor Shunzhi was 19, and Efei was 18. The National Archives of China retains the imperial edict for Efei's elevation to Huangguifei. Typically, emperors issue edicts only during the elevation of empresses. And Dong Efei receiving such a special honor indicated her extraordinary status and affection in Shunzhi's heart. However, this relationship did not end well. In the 14th year of Shunzhi, 1657, Dong Efei gave birth to a son. But tragically, the child died within 100 days. This deeply pained Dong Efei. And she ultimately passed away in the 17th year of Shunzhi, at the age of just 21. Shunzhi was profoundly saddened by this loss. The death of his beloved son led him to reflect deeply on life. He even ordered princes, Manchu and Han officials of the fourth rank, as well as princesses and consorts, to gather inside and outside the Jingyun Gate to mourn Dong Efei, suspending court for 5 days. Before her death, Dong Efei instructed, "After my passing, do not use gold or jade, let the funeral be simple," but she did not finish her words before she died. Nevertheless, Emperor Shunzhi still arranged for her burial with the honors of an empress to express his deep longing for her. It's worth mentioning that the cause of Emperor Shunzhi's death has long been a popular topic among historians and in folklore. There are tales circulating about Shunzhi becoming a monk, suggesting that he chose to shave his head and enter the monastic life after the death of consort Dong Yi, disillusioned with worldly affairs. Many versions of the story even mention his son, Emperor Guangxu, who reportedly made several trips to Mount Wutai during his reign in search of his father's whereabouts. The basis for this legend mainly comes from some ancient poems and records. For example, in the poem Praise for the Buddha at Qianlong Mountain, by early Qing poet Wu Weiye, the lines, "The house star has not yet moved, the heavenly white jade coffin descends," are interpreted as indicating that Shunzhi had not yet renounced the world before his death. Additionally, verses recorded in the diary of Wang Tonghe seem to corroborate Shunzhi's inner struggles and desire to renounce the world. However, the truth of history is often more complex than legend. Historical records indicate that in the 14th year of Shunzhi's reign, 1657, he began to interact with monks and became a Buddhist believer. In the autumn of that year, he visited Nanhai Pond and, guided by eunuchs, visited Haihui Temple, where he met Zen master Hanpu Xingzong of the Linji school. Their conversations resonated deeply with him, sparking his interest in Buddhism. On October 4, he summoned Hanpu to the Wanshan Hall in Nanyuan and consulted him about Buddhist teachings. Although he entertained thoughts of renouncing the world, he ultimately did not follow through. After consort Dong Yi's death, Shunzhi did undergo a ceremony to convert to Buddhism, but due to various pressures, he was unable to fulfill his desire. Furthermore, shortly before his death, Shunzhi contracted smallpox. To avoid causing public panic, the official Qing history concealed this fact. Before his passing, Shunzhi convened his trusted advisors to discuss his will, showcasing his rationality and sense of responsibility. Ultimately, he passed away on the night of February 5, 1661, at the young age of 23. Shunzhi's funeral was presided over by Mao Shisen, and during the cremation ceremony, Mao Shisen recited verses that hinted at Shunzhi's final resting place. His death shocked the entire Qing dynasty, prompting ministers to mourn deeply. Shunzhi's emotional experiences have left a profound mark in history. Some historians comment that Emperor Shunzhi's short life represents not only a personal tragedy but also a significant part of Qing history. His attempts at reform during his reign laid the groundwork for his successor, Emperor Guangxu. After Guangxu ascended the throne, Shunzhi was buried alongside consort Dong Yi at the Shaoling Mausoleum, symbolizing the enduring love story of this sentimental emperor throughout the river of history. Shunzhi's life allows us to see a young emperor's helplessness and struggles between power and emotion. His deep affection for Buddhism and unfulfilled desire to renounce the world reflect his yearning for freedom and spiritual solace. Although this young emperor did not realize his ideals, his story continues to resonate through history. In summary, Emperor Shunzhi was a compassionate, talented ruler. His story is filled with tragic elements, intertwining personal emotional struggles with the political turmoil of early Qing. While various narratives exist regarding his renunciation, regardless of the historical truth, Shunzhi's life and choices have profoundly influenced future generations. Through his story, we gain insight into the inner world of an emperor and feel the struggles and aspirations of people in that era. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.